Let's go.
It could have been anywhere in the YouTube world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. Welcome to Zay Reviews. Another Monday has come and gone, so you already know what time it is. We are here to check in with this week's installment of Monday Night Raw. And the night starts off with the most must-see talk show in the history of WWE. Welcome to Miz TV. The Miz welcomes his guest, and is none other than adrenaline in my soul. Holy it's Cody Rhodes. Cody would restate his intentions from last week, saying that he is going to challenge for the Undisputed Championship. The Miz is like, hold on there, guy. You are jumping a little too far ahead. I'm hearing that Seth Rollins wants a rematch with you. And to be honest, I don't like your chances with Seth because last time you surprised him. But this time around, Seth will not be surprised. He'll have his knowledge on you down packed. He is the architect, and he'll come with a bigger fight. The Miz also says that, hey, I don't even like your chances against me tonight. Cody says, hey, look, may the best man win. And as Cody was making his exit out of the ring, the Miz tried to attack him from behind, but it didn't work out. The Miz went scurrying off. And later on in the night, we will get a one-on-one match between Cody and the Miz. Next, we get the Raw debut match of Veer. Last week, he attacked the Mysterio family, and this week around, he is going to have an official match. So last week, they announced that he was going to fight Rey, but it turns out that tonight, he ended up fighting Dominic Mysterio. But let's be real, it could have been Rey, it could have been Dominic, hell, it could have been Aaliyah, it doesn't matter. Who Mysterio would have pulled up, which Mysterio would have pulled up, Veer was gonna tap him out. And Veer won this match clean by submission, locked in the half camel clutch, and Dominic tapped out immediately. Poor Dominic was hauled off in a stretcher, as Veer would say anybody could get it, pretty much. He was like, yo, whoever want the work, pull up, anybody could get it. What I felt was interesting was the fact that when Dominic was carted off, Rey Mysterio was nowhere to be found. Actually, Rey wasn't even at Raw tonight, so I don't know if he's dealing with some real life stuff. Like, I don't know what's going on. I didn't read any dirt sheets to see if anything was going on with Rey. But this could definitely be used in this storyline that they have been teasing with Rey and Dominic bumping heads or breaking up. Because how does your son get beat up and you wasn't there for him? They're definitely going to use that in storyline, 100%. Next, we get a one-on-one match between AJ Styles and Edge's new apprentice, Damian Priest. Now, the IWC have been talking about the outcome of this match all day. We were all very confused at how this went down. Now, the two were having a fairly good match. Damian Priest was trying to get the win, about to go for the reckoning. AJ Styles would reverse with a Pele kick, making Damian a little wobbly. So then when AJ Styles would attempt to hit the phenomenal forearm, Damian Priest would cut him off and knock him out the ring. But then something truly bizarre happens. Damian Priest stops in the middle of the match. He takes a knee. The entire arena turns purple. But then we cut to commercial. So after the commercial break, we cut to the backstage area where AJ Styles is being interviewed. He says, I don't know what's going on with Damian Priest, but at the end of the day, I will eventually get my hands on Edge. So I was left very confused. I don't know why they did that. I don't know what it's leading to. Hopefully we'll get an explanation next week, but it left the entire internet wrestling community confused. Like, what's supposed to happen next? What was the point of it? I don't know. It was very puzzling. After that, we do get that one-on-one match between Cody and The Miz. The Miz, very professional. He's been around for a very long time, and I feel like that he could have a good match with anyone. The Miz is very versatile, very safe, so he could bring the best out of anyone, in my opinion. He's one of those talents. And in this match, both guys put on one hell of a performance. Cody sold the knee after he was locked in the figure four for quite a while. Great selling for Cody. But the match would come down to its end when Cody would hit the Cody cutter on The Miz and to follow up with the crossroads with the clean 1-2-3. Seth was ringside during this match, and after the match, Seth would get into the ring, grab the mic, and of course, approach Cody Rhodes. Seth goes to say, hey, look, at WrestleMania, you had everything working for you. You knew that you were going to fight me, but I had no idea that I was going to fight you. So how about it, Cody? What about a rematch? Rollins versus Rhodes 2. Let's do it. So Cody agrees, and it looks like later on down the line, we will get a rematch between Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. And it's looking like we're going to get that rematch at Backlash. Next, we get a backstage segment and the debut of Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso has been called up to NXT, and he is officially a part of the Raw roster. After Tommaso was saying that he worked really hard to get to this point in his career, he's interrupted by Ezekiel. You know, that guy that looks like that guy that we once knew. So he pops up welcoming Tommaso to Raw, and he goes on to introduce himself. I'm Ezekiel. I am the brother of Elias. And then out of nowhere, you hear, nope, 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 that's wrong. He's lying. And then Kevin Owens walks into the frame. Of course, this leads him to harassing Ezekiel, saying, I don't like liars, stop lying. Eventually, Ezekiel walks away. And Tommaso vouches for Ezekiel. He goes, look, I don't know what's going on with you, Kev, but that was not Elias. That is Elias's brother Ezekiel. So everyone is just messing with KO's head. Next, we get a one-on-one match between Liv Morgan and one half of the women's tag team champions, Naomi. So I didn't review last week's episode of SmackDown, but on last week's episode, there was a one-on-one match between Liv Morgan and Sasha Banks, and Liv shocked the wrestling world as she got one over on the former women's champion. So this time around, Liv is facing the other half of the women's tag team champions. Unfortunately, Liv wasn't lucky this time around, and Naomi would get the victory. Next, we get another talk show segment. This time, we are at the VIP lounge, but wait a minute. It's not hosted by MVP. We are joined in the ring by Bobby Lashley. Lashley says that last week was supposed to be a celebration. He was supposed to celebrate with MVP. The fact that he got one over on Omos at WrestleMania was supposed to be a time of celebration. But he says, look, MVP, I need you to come out here and I need an explanation from you. Why did you do what you did? Of course, MVP doesn't immediately come out. He's met with dead silence. But Lashley starts saying, hey, if you don't come out soon, I'm going to destroy every piece of this little VIP lounge. So not for long, we hear the music of Omos, and by his side, he has MVP. MVP would go on to say that you needed me. Don't act like you never needed me. When I wasn't around, you couldn't even sniff the WWE championship. But when I was by your side, I made you a champion. Lashley's like, I never needed you when you needed me at the end of the day. You were about to retire. You was about to call it a career. But once you joined up with me, your stock went up. Both men made a point, and Lashley goes on to say, I know that you feel like that you're big and bad just because you're standing behind that giant. But at the end of the day, I'm coming for you, MVP. So MVP and Omos walk off. That pisses off Lashley, and Lashley decides to destroy every piece of furniture of the VIP lounge. So I think we're eventually going to get either a one-on-one match between Bobby Lashley and MVP, or it might just be a handicap match where Lashley has to fight both MVP and Omos, and that is not going to look good for the Almighty. Next, we get a backstage segment as we are joined with Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. They're having a conversation with your boy Austin Theory. Theory says even though he took a L at WrestleMania, he still has victory after victory after victory over Finn Balor. And our authority figures agree that it's only right that Austin Theory would get a shot at Finn Balor's United States Championship. Now, did I not say that Austin was going to get his title shot after continuously beating the champion over and over? So, it looks like next week, we're going to get Finn Balor and Austin Theory one-on-one for the United States Championship. But next, we're joined in the ring as Bianca Belair, the new Raw Women's Champion, goes one-on-one with Queen Zelina Vega. So before the match began, Zelina went on to say that she is happy that she got rid of the dead weight known as Carmella, and now she is solely focused on becoming the Raw Women's Champion. But she did not have a good showing against Bianca Belair tonight. Bianca Belair using her size advantage against Zelina. Whenever Zelina was on the offensive, she could not get a move off on Bianca. But eventually the Raw Women's Champion would hit the KOD for the 1-2-3. And Bianca Belair looking strong. So after Bianca gets the victory, Sonya Deville comes out with a contract in hand. Sonya says that during Bianca's journey towards the Raw Women's Champion that she has truly proven herself to be a champion that everybody could admire, a champion that everybody could be proud of. But Sonya then says to truly prove yourself, face this opponent that I have set up for you. Sign this contract, and once it's signed, I'll set up your match. So Bianca signs the contract without hesitation. You know, she wants to be a fighting champion. She wants to prove herself. And Sonya starts to gas up this person that she was about to introduce. She says that she is a generational talent, this and that and the third, just gassing her head up. And as Bianca Belair was looking towards the stage, the drum roll started, and we thought we was going to get an entrance. But no, Sonya Deville would cut Bianca low, hit her in the back of the leg, knocking her down. And then Sonya goes, your next opponent is gonna be me. I don't know what they're doing with this, but let's be real. In the past, WWE has had wild ass storylines with racial undertones, and they had Sonya Deville give Naomi for months just to have it have no outcome. Now they have Sonya giving Bianca Belair I don't know what the they're planning, but come on, man. Y'all got to stop having Sonya Deville give these women, these particular women, it's obvious. Next, we have a tag team match as American Alpha takes on the Raw Tag Team Champions, Team RK Bro. Now, this match is a non-title match, but American Alpha has been a thorn in RK Bro's side for a very long time. But this will come down to an end when your boy Chad Gable will get hit with the 3 most destructive letters in sports entertainment. You already know. The RKO. Clean victory for the Raw Tag Team Champions. Once again, I'm telling you, Team RK Bro, the most over gimmick on WWE programming right now, as far as Raw concerned, for sure. But after the victory, we pan backstage as a van pulls up, and who hops out the van but the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos. On last Friday's edition of SmackDown, Roman Reigns issued out the challenge for the Usos. He says, look family, I got 2 belts now. Now I want y'all to have 2 belts. Y'all capture those Raw Tag Team titles and you bring them back to the Bloodline. So the Usos are in the ring. They join RK Bro for a little post-match promo and they say, look, we want those Raw Tag Team Championships. But not for long, the Street Profits come out and they state their claim for their shot at the Raw Tag Team Championships. They said, hey Usos, we know that you guys have a mission at hand, but we still haven't received our rightful one-on-one match for those Raw Tag Team Championships. But Randy Orton, being the instigator that he is, he gassed both teams up into fighting each other. So now we're getting this impromptu main event match of the night, ladies and gentlemen, a tag team match between arguably the 2 top tag teams, or 2 of the best tag teams in all of WWE. We got the Street Profits going up against the Usos. Now both teams put on one hell of a match. It could have went either way. Crazy spots from both teams, especially, you already know, Montez Ford with the best frog splash in the business. From the heavens, frog splash, he would hit on Jey Uso, and you thought that the Street Profits was gonna pull one over on the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. But nah, man. After isolating Dawkins, the Usos would gain this victory after hitting the 1 and done on your boy Montez. 1, 2, 3, and the Usos win. We do get a post-match beatdown as the Usos would beat up both Matt Riddle and Randy Orton. Super kicks for everybody. And the last shot we get are the Usos holding up the tag team belts, holding up the red belts, holding up the blue belts. And that's the way we end the night. So I would say that it was a solid card. Right now, the 2 big storylines coming out of Raw is the rematch between Seth and Cody and the Usos trying to get their hands on the Raw Tag Team Championships. And I don't know when they're going to make this match, probably for Backlash. But we're probably going to get a title for title match with RK Bro going up against the Usos. Now, as much as I would love the Bloodline to have every belt that WWE has right now, wouldn't it be crazy if RK Bro would win that match? They would end up being the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. How the Usos get out of that jam with Roman, maybe that would lead to the Bloodline breaking up, but the Bloodline is the overall strongest story being told, not only on Raw, but on SmackDown. The Bloodline carrying all of WWE right now. So that was my review for this week's installment of Monday Night Raw. And if you haven't already, please make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe, turn them notifications on, engage people. Until next time, peace.